Right then, hello and welcome to Copa Petrobras Demarcus. Now it's a free, fun little game on Steam. Well, I say game, I use that term very lightly. This is more of a tech demo that came out in conjunction with Stock Car Extreme and Automobilista, just to show what was on offer. And yeah, it really does feel like a tech demo as well. There's only a few tracks you can choose from. And there's only a championship you can do, which you cannot even edit. The championship consists of 8 rounds, but in reality it's only 5 or 6 because a few tracks they skip for some reason. So because it's only more or less a demo, a tech demo, I'm going to do a small sprint series on this game, using the Ridge Racer liveries I created about a year ago. I did post the details on the community tab a little while ago, and the numbers have already been taken, which is great. So it's going to be a number of short 15-minute sprint races, and that'll be it really. There is a few little glitches with this game as well, namely Taruma. For some weird reason, there's a lot of lag spikes on that circuit, and that is the only one that it does happen on. The other tracks are absolutely fine, but my frame rate tanks to around about 40 to 50 FPS, and it's very juddery on a certain corner of the track. The rest of the circuits, they run absolutely fine, and I've got the graphics, as you can see, displayed. The graphics are all on full. So yeah, so we shouldn't have any problems. I did have issues with Automobilista, that's why I haven't been able to do any other videos for some reason. I started the game just normally, and the frame rate just tanked to about 13 FPS, and it took like 4 minutes to load a track. So for some reason Automobilista doesn't work, and neither does Stock Car Extreme. Formula Truck 2013 runs absolutely fine, and this game runs to an extent. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. But anyway, enough about that. We're going to do a small championship. Create one, please. Yes, please. And this is my lovely machine that I'll be driving. The number 4. So, without further ado, let's just quickly go through the drivers and teams of each of the competitors. So, kicking us off then, Aiden is going to be driving the car number 7, the RT Zevius team. We have Aqua Ace driving the number 16 Gallagher RT Plids team. Brandon Foster is going to be driving the Gallagher RT Carrots team, number 6. You've already seen my car, which is the RT Ryukyu, which is the car I always usually pick on Ridge Racer and Ridge Racer Revolution. We have David White driving the RT Blue Mappy, number 5. We have Harry Wills driving car RT Yellow Solvalu, number 2. We have HCR, if I can select the right team. HCR is driving RT Zevius Green, number 17. Henri Kleiser is driving 13th Racing car, number 13. This is the Devil Machine that you unlock. We have Ian White driving the RT Bosconian entry, number 18. James Berra is driving the FA Racing, number 3. Then we have the Link TV entry of RT Nebulous Ray, number 8. And finally, or last but not least, we have Marty Andrews driving the RT Blue Solvalu, and then Retro Gamer Kevin driving the RT Pink Mappy. So they are the cars. I did these skins about a year and a half ago, using PlayStation 1 graphics to try and get all the cars looking identical to the game. They're not perfect, as you can see a few little details are missing, but I tried my absolute darndest. And the car pack itself, the actual skin pack, is available to download on Race Department. I've already plonked them on there, so I'll put a link in the description for those as well, if you want to try them out yourself. They're all Toyotas, because the Toyota template was the easiest to do. So, yeah, but you can grab them on Race Department. There's a few other files I've put on there as well that you could have a look at for Formula Truck and Automobilista and the like. So, yeah, here we go then. We're going to do 15 minutes sprint races. Driver strength 100%, damage multiplier 100%, everything else is absolutely fine and dandy. AI drivers 12 because there's only 13 cars on the grid. And these are the standings so far. Season status not even started. So we got race 1 at Taruma, and I will sort through qualifying and I will see you all on the track. And here we go then. So taking pole position is Ian White in car number 18. Alongside on row 1 is Aiden. Then we have Harry Wills and James Berra on row 2. Row 3 is HCR and David White. We have Link TV and Retro Gamer Kevin on row 4. Row 5 is Marty Andrews and Henri Claytor. Row 6 is Brandon Foster and Aqua Ace. And I'm starting at the back in 13th position. As we get ready, we have a little cinematic of the course. But as I mentioned, if you see the frame rate tanking, then that is not because my system can't run this game, because it bloody well can. It's the fact that for some reason there's a couple of graphical gremlins on Taruma, and the frame rate, it stays around about, 70 frames or so on, but it just looks like it is going about 12 for some weird reason, but oh well. So we're going to do a formation lap and then get the race underway. Like I said, 15 minutes, and I've got the little scrolling standing at the bottom right-hand corner. So, yeah, this is just for fun, really, just to show what the game is like, and to show off the paint schemes that I created for the game as well. Oh. Yeah, this corner. Now, the thing is with this car is that the A pillar, which is that pillar by the windscreen there on the left, is right in the way of some of the apexes. And this is the corner. This little section coming up here is where the frame rate tanks for some reason. You can see it starting to blip already, which is very strange. This corner in particular, you can see it looks like the whole game is struggling to run. And going around this corner at some speed is a bit disorientating because of the frame rate lagging a little bit. All the other tracks are fine. They run absolutely fine. I've had like 200 frames per second on some of them. So yeah, it's just this circuit that is having a little bit of a hissy fit. But oh well, enough of that. Race 1 is underway for 15 minutes. Soon be getting a green flag. Good luck to everyone. Pace car is pulling off. And we're underway. Nice move on the inside. Now you got to be very careful. Oh, there's the 13th Racing Machine. Of Henri Claytor. Oh, you got to be careful. These are front-wheel drive machines, so if the rear end does get loose, then you just stick in the throttle, and hopefully the car should straighten itself up in time. Yeah, you can see the game just going very strange with the blocky frame rate, but again, that is not because the game is too powerful for the system. On the contrary, it is just the fact that this track doesn't seem to like being run on for some reason. Just getting a little bit loose. So we're up into 9th at the moment, and you can see again the frame lags or frame spikes. And the thing is, I've tried this track on numerous graphical settings. I've tried it on the lowest, and as you can see, that was in the menus. I've got it on the highest at the moment, and the same thing used to happen. So it's definitely not a graphics issue, it's just the fact that this track might be just a little bit bugged, or some way, shape or form, I'm not sure. So even on the lowest graphical settings, it still did the same thing, so... But that's alright. Like I said, this is not really a full-blown game, this is more or less just a demo, isn't it? So, right, past the Devil Machine of Henri Claytor. I think that was Henri Claytor, I can't remember, I've forgotten all the names already. Aqua Ace is, or sorry, Ian White is currently leading. Got, oh, no, that's wrong, come on. So we've got Ian White and David White, so I wonder if they're related. Probably not, but if they were, small world. This corner in particular, if you let off the throttle and turn a bit too tight, then the ass end does break away from you. Now, I'm using 540 degrees of rotation on the steering wheel. You can change the amount of degrees that the car runs in the garage, but I'm keeping it at default, which is only 14 degrees. If you boost the degrees any higher, then it's easier for the car to turn. Ideal for the trucks. For these cars, not so much. Oh, put it down again. These cars, not so much, because they have a very tighter turning circle anyway. So, with downforce, you can get the car around corners quite easily. But yeah, these paint schemes were actually really fun to make. It took me about 2 to 3 days to do all of them. I was thinking of doing the paint schemes for Ridge Racer Revolution as well, because the cars are slightly different on that game. The Nebulous Ray ones in particular, and the Bosconian, the front of them isn't yellow, it's actually white on that version. But I never really got around to it, to be honest. I moved on to other things. I mean, the failed Renault Clio event that was supposed to happen last year but never actually materialised. Oops. Due to obvious reasons. Right, up into 6th, which is good. And again, the frame rate just struggling a little bit on this. I honestly have no idea why. It's always on that corner. It frees up again here. And coming off the last corner as well on the front straight, it tends to blip a little bit. But I have no idea why. You'll see here, it just start blipping a little tiny bit. Not too much. It doesn't destroy the fun of this little game demo at all. I mean, it's just a mere inconvenience. So we've got 10 minutes remaining on the clock. 5 minutes done already. Bloody hell. I love how the bumps in the track resonate through the steering. That is one thing that I've really enjoyed about force feedback, because I never used to use force feedback. Oh, sorry. Never used to use the force feedback because of the desk that I did have was so flimsy it would rattle apart if I actually did use force feedback, but oh my word, I am sorry. Whoops. I do apologise, that was not intended. I think our wheels just clipped together. I think he's still going now. I don't think that has actually caused any severe damage. No, he's still going. Ooh, sorry about that. But yeah, now that I've got the racing seat set up, which was kindly given to me by my next door neighbour, who I didn't realise at the time that he was a sim racer as well. And I found out late last year that unfortunately, after a long battle with cancer, he passed away on Boxing Day 2019. So, but I always remember him. He was a lovely bloke and always very enthusiastic with his motorsport. And yeah, every time I use this chair, sort of keeping his memory alive. So, but yeah, it was, cancer is just horrible. So hopefully one day in the near future we'll all be, you know, able to think of cancer as no more deadly than the common cold. In, you know, probably not in our lifetimes, you know, the way cancer research and everything is going, but hopefully one day in the generations down the line, you know, people go to the doctors and say, oh, You have cancer, it's okay, just take this pill 2 times a day for a week and you'll be fine, you know. That is the dream I think everyone is wanting. Because my mum's had cancer, she beat it, she is a cancer survivor. Back in 2013 she had skin cancer. And, oh no, I've gone wrong here. I think I've either got a puncture or something else has gone terribly wrong. But she beat it, thankfully, and then she went down with that awful thing that happened back in December as well, which still plays on my memory quite a bit. So, yeah, our family hasn't had the best of luck in the last 10 or so years. But, you know, it is what it is. Things happen. They say things happen for a reason. But, you know, we have to just grin and bear it and get on with things. Right, starting lap 5. Or sorry, starting lap 8. I was looking at the wrong thing there in the middle. Where are we at the moment? We're still in 5th position, which isn't too bad, even after that little excursion off into the grass. I think I must have done a little bit of suspension damage or something to the front end because the car just wouldn't turn. And again, it's still trying to go out wide. So Ian White is still leading the way, Aiden is 2nd, and Harry Wills is 3rd. I think that's more or less the same as where everyone qualified. Should hopefully be getting the 5 minutes to go board any second now. Play with the throttle going around the last corner. Getting ready to start another lap. Oh, and you can hear there the ass end was trying to come around. Now you can take this corner flat out if you're very, very brave, but I've got a little bit of damage from that coming together, and I don't want to risk it really in case something breaks on the car. 5 minutes to go, there we go. Gonna whack it into 2nd this time, use all of the 540 degrees of rotation. Catching up with James Barra as well. Link TV is just behind and HCR behind him. Aqua Ace is still at the back at the moment. HCR has got past Link TV. Moves up into 6th position. Now, I've done the same with this game as I've done with the likes of GT Legends and so on and so forth. I've created the talent files for each of the drivers and they are all identical in every way, shape and form, so no one's got an advantage over anybody else. Qualifying is down to sheer luck and the race as well. I've also put the AI mistakes multiplier up by 1, so they can make mistakes, they can go off the circuit, they can retire from mechanical issues, but it's all randomized. See that A pillar getting in the way of the apex of the corner, so you can't really see the exit of the corner because that post is in the way. But I've noticed there's another graphical glitch as well on the wing mirror. Now, the wing mirror I painted completely red, and yeah, you can see like little white flecks on it. That is to do with the game itself, that is not to do with the paint scheme being shoddy. Because I'm very, very OCD when it comes to painting cars. Everything needs to be exact. It needs to be pixel perfect. And I spend a lot of time working on my paint schemes, and I'm very proud with some of the ones I've made. There was one paint scheme that I made for the Super Touring mod for GTR2. I've taken a sabbatical from working on skins for that game for a little while, but there was a Taipan BMW. And I think I spent about 16 hours start to finish on that car because of the paint scheme was so intricate and it needed to match on the bonnet, the boot, the roof. So yeah, it was a case of getting Fury to load the game and load the car into the game, and just to try and get it to work properly. Oh, you're braking a bit too much there. Okie dokie. Hello. Right, let's get past him. We're up into 4th. James Barra, thank you very much for giving me the room. Ooh, bloody hell. Almost lost it there. Tires are slowly starting to go off. Right, next up is Harry Wills. And we've got 1 minute to go, so it looks like I'm not going to have enough time to catch up to 3rd place. So we're going to have the time run out as we cross the start-finish line, so we're going to have the final lap board, I would imagine. No, 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 stay off the wall. And that's done a little bit of suspension damage. Here comes Barra. I'm not going to fight him, I'm going to give him the room. I'm going to take the inside line. Oh yeah, I've got definitely some frontal damage on the suspension. The car is pulling. Come on, get it around. Time is up. So this should be the last lap. Right, just don't mess up on this last corner and I'll be happy with a 4th place. Okay, good. Is this the last lap or have we got 1 more to go? We'll soon find out. 1 lap to go. Okay, so it's 15 minutes and 1 lap. So I'm glad that is confirmed. Flip it down into 4th. And amazingly, everyone is home free, it looks like. No retirements on this race. And no real mistakes either, apart from me going into the green machine. And again, the frame rate tanking on this corner for some weird, unbeknown reason. Probably just my graphics card messing up. I mean, it has messed up a few occasions. It likes some games and it doesn't like others for some weird reason. There we go, take an unusual line for the last corner. And that is it, race 1 is complete of the Ridge Racer Sprint Series. And there we go. So, I'm going to quickly saunter back to the pits and we'll have a look at the championship standings after round number 1. And there we go then. It says race 1 of 8 complete, but as I mentioned at the start of the episode, there's not 8 races, there's about 5 or 6 because a few were missed out for some weird reason. I don't know why. I can't edit the championship file either because there is none. It's just purely built into the game, so I can't actually do anything. But Ian White gets the victory then for 23 points, with Aiden coming second and Harry Wills the top 3. I finished 4th in the end. Then you had James Bear, HCR, Link TV, David White, Henri Claytor, Retro Gamer Kevin, Brandon Foster, Aqua Ace, and Marty Andrews finishing last. Aqua Ace did manage to get 1 position. Everyone is on the scoreboard though, which is the main thing. So yeah, we'll be back next time then for round number 2 of the Copa Petrobras de Marcas Ridge Racer Sprint Series. So thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you then.